Hey sports fans, this is David A. Ramos, aka Dartfish Dave, and I am doing a tutorial today on one of my favorite apps, Hudl Technique, formerly UberSense, slow motion video. It is used for video analysis and probably one of the best apps on the market that most people would be familiar with. Probably the most notable thing about the app, it is completely free and available for iOS and Android devices. We're going to do a quick review of some of the key features of this app, and I'll show you why I think it's one of my favorites. So if you go to the Apple App Store and search for Hudl, H-U-D-L, here at the top you see the app. I'm going to click open and go right into it. I've already signed in and created an account, and I have some videos in my library here. So if you take a look, the first thing that we wanted to be able to do is to record videos and just talk about the different formats. So right at the bottom you see big red record button. I'm going to hit that. Okay, so I've hit the camera inside of Hudl Technique and we can see what the screen looks like. In the upper left hand corner I have the mode of recording. So right now it's 720p at 240. So we're just gonna take a look at the various frames per second and resolution that are available. Right now I have the phone recording in landscape, and it works in both landscape and portrait. So if I tap in the upper left hand corner, you'll see that I can choose from different formats of video. So you have slow motion at 720p, 240 frames a second, full HD at 30 frames per second, and the space saving mode of 720 at 30 frames per second. I'm just going to keep it at 720 and 240 frames because that's what I use most often. So in the upper left hand corner you have settings. If you tap that, you can also use what's called a 10-second delay. This is really good if you're working on, let's say, your golf shot and you want to set up your video analysis station on a tripod. Turn on that second delay, turn on that 10-second delay, hit record. It's going to give you 10 seconds to walk and get set up for your shot, which is a really handy tool. So I'll hit done there and leave that off. You can use the reverse mode, and there's not much light in here, but I could turn the camera around and record myself. And then of course to stop and start record, you just hit the red button in front of you and you'll record. And I'll give you some tips on how to record good video, how to make sure the framing is right, and make sure your light looks good to really get the most out of your analysis in the next video. The last feature you will see in the camera mode is the import button in the bottom right hand side, which I'm going to go ahead and tap on and import a video. You'll notice that the app works in some modes, in landscape mode when you're filming, but generally it likes to work in portrait mode. So here are two clips. I'm going to bring one in of Rory McIlroy, and I'm going to bring one in of Tiger Woods as well, and just click import in the upper right hand corner. So one of the nice things is when you take a video in the app or you import a video, it's going to give you an opportunity to tag your video. So I could tap and add a name here and give this the name Tiger, and it is a golf driver, so I'm going to tap golf driver. When you tap on who's in this video, it gives you an opportunity to search teammates from your own contacts in your device. And click Save Video at the bottom, and you can see those videos have both been named Tiger and been given the tag of driver. So let's go ahead and tap on the video of Tiger Woods and take a look at the playback features, drawing tools, and some of the other features of Hudl. So if you hold the phone in portrait mode, this is what it looks like. I prefer to generally work with the phone in landscape mode. Of course, you can see a lot more with the video here. So when we take a look at the screen at the bottom, we have a scroll wheel, which you scroll to left to right in order to control the screen and do a frame advance. You can see there is a little round indicator of where you are in the video clip at the bottom of the screen. In order to play back the video, just tap the play button in the bottom left hand corner. In order to change the speed, just tap where it says slow motion, and you get different variances of speed depending on how fast you want it to play back. So I'll tap 1/2 speed, Some new features within Hudl that are really unique are the ability to trim and flip the video. So if I tap on the upper right hand corner where there's 3 lines, you can see there's a series of controls here to trim a video. So let's say I had 3 or 4 different shots and I just wanted to pick my favorite one. I could trim it, as well as if I wanted to make Rory McIlroy left-handed in order to match with a golfer I was working with who was left-handed, I just click the flip button. And let's save it as a new video. So you can see it's turned him around. Another nice feature within Hudl Technique is the ability to zoom. So if I take my fingers and touch them together and touch the screen and then separate my fingers, I have the ability to pinch or pan in and out in order to zoom in on a particular part of the video. So let's say I just wanted to see the swing and get rid of some of that distraction, and you can still play the video. You can even zoom in pretty tightly to be able to see the hands, and really the quality of the resolution depends somewhat on your original video. The higher the quality of your original resolution, the better the resolution will be when you zoom in. So if you're using 720 and you're zooming all the way in, you're going to get slightly better resolution on a 1080 video, but still pretty good detail at this level. Most folks like to use drawing tools when they're doing analysis. So if I tap on the pencil on the right hand side here, I see a variation of drawing tools. Let's say I just want to take a red line and put it down the shaft of the golf club. Just going to tap, draw the line and release. You have other tools available such as a circle. So if I tap the circle, I'm going to start just above his head and then drag a circle around the head. And I'm going to, just to add one more color, I'll tap on the green line below and add a line simulating the spine. Probably one of the most useful tools is the angle tool. So I'm going to tap on the yellow angle tool. We can open up and change it. Tap on angle, tap on the screen, and draw a line down, and you can see there's a fulcrum for the angle. So I'm going to take that and bring it up to the shoulder. I'm going to make one angle the angle of the torso, and the other angle the angle of the arms. And then that's just an example. Your sport probably has something like the range of motion that you're looking to measure that you can use an angle tool. At any point in time, if you want to undo the last tool that you just added, hit undo. So I'll get rid of the angle tool, and if you want to clear all of your drawing tools altogether, just hit clear. Another feature gives you the ability to add text to the screen. So if I tap the arrow button that opens up the tools, I can tap on the text, which is only available with Elite. So there are some features that they try to sell you on as upgrades, and we'll talk a little bit about those in just a few minutes, but I'm going to stick with my regular version. Probably my most favorite feature about Hudl Technique is the ability to annotate and do a review. So if I'm working with a player, I have a video in here, I want to do the analysis for them, I want to draw a couple tools, I can record the entire thing by just coming up to this button at the top and hitting that, and you'll see that starts a review. So if I'm working with Rory, one of the first things I want to look at is his stance, and take a look at the angle in which his club hangs down from his shoulders. Looks very natural. Draw a green line through the spine, tap and add a blue line down through the legs, tap the circle, add a yellow, talk about the position of his head. Anything I do and say at this point is going to be recorded, so if I can also move the club, and everything I move in terms of the video, everything I say, and any drawing tools are all kept in this review, which is a really nice way to share your information with your student. And to stop, I just tap on the microphone at the top and the video closes. Now if you take a look at the top, you can see that at 8:31 I did a review, and if we play that back, hopefully you'll be able to hear all of my comments and see the lines.
Angle in which his club hangs down from his shoulders looks very natural. Draw an in-line in the spine. Tap, add a blue line down through the legs.
So you get the idea. It's captured all of the tools and also all my voice comments. So this is probably my most favorite thing about Hudl Technique. Dartfish Express allows you to make voice comments, but they are on the key positions themselves. So it does not allow you to make voice comments as you navigate through the video, which I think is a really, really good feature. Probably one of the coolest features that I'm not going to be able to demonstrate for you is the use of an Apple Watch to remote control the app and start and stop it. So again, rather than having to use the 10-second delay, for example, you could start the video from your watch, which is really cool. It's only available for iOS. And you can also get pro videos to import into your device. And lots of folks want to do video import to do a side-by-side analysis. So that's the last thing that I'll do here, is do a quick side-by-side analysis demonstration. So in order to make a side-by-side, I just go to the top right of the screen and click the two little windows that are right next to each other. Once I do that, it says select a video for comparison. So if you select a pro athlete, there are free clips that you can get. So I'll just show an example of that. Compare with pro athletes. It will bring up golf athletes that are free, as well as other folks in other sports. I haven't gone through and checked out all the different ones that are available, but I'll just hit Brad and see what available videos he has. So if you tap any one of these, you can use that for your side-by-side. So I'll tap that video and you can see now I have him next to Tiger, but I really wanted to use Rory McIlroy, and that clip is in my video library. So I'm going to tap on side-by-side. Actually, I think I need to make a whole new side-by-side, but let me see if I can delete it. No, it doesn't allow me to do so. So I'm going to discard this side-by-side. I'm going to tap on Tiger again, tap on the side-by-side button, and this time I'm going to compare to my videos, and then I'll choose Rory McIlroy on the other side. I chose his right-handed version. So it's pretty simple to make a side-by-side video. The scroll wheel for Tiger Woods is on the right-hand side here, so I'm going to scroll him up to the top of his swing and then get him to the point of contact. I'm going to also expand him by pinching my fingers out to make sure that his video fills the screen, and also to be able to zoom in and see if I can get as close to contact as possible. So that's going to be pretty good for Tiger. Then I'll do the same thing for Rory. So I'm going to pinch my fingers out, reposition him on the screen. I do want to see the top of the swing, so it might take a couple of adjustments to get it just right. I'm going to scroll his scroll bar. That looks good at the top. And again, that's going to be probably as good as we can do for the two of them to get them in a similar position and right at the point of contact. So I'm going to hit the lock button on the bottom right here, and once I do that, I now have a side-by-side saved. And you always want to sync at contact so you can look at the timing of things. Now if I go all the way backwards, I can see their swings pretty much in perfect time. Now, I got these reference clips both from the same website, so I think they're probably recorded at a similar frame rate, which is important. Obviously, if the video on the left is 240 frames a second and the video on the right is only 30 frames a second, you're not going to be able to sync those two particular clips. So if you're going to do a comparison, you want to have clips of the same frame rate. They do not have to be the same size, like 720 versus 1080, but you can see we have these in perfect alignment now. You can also blend them one over each other. So I'm going to tap the two windows at the top again, and now I can fade left or right between the two golfers, or I can keep it right in the middle, and we can take a closer look at some of their habits by laying one golfer over the other. If I hit the exit button on the left, it's going to ask me if I'd like to save this as a new comparison video. I'm going to say yes, which is also an elite. That leads me to the next part of the demonstration. I'm going to go back into the PowerPoint and talk about the elite features that you get with Hudl for $5.99 a month or $39.99 a year. Alright, so we're ready to wrap up the tutorial. In this tutorial we went through a couple things. We looked at how to record at various frames per second and resolutions. We also talked about the app operating in portrait and landscape mode. You can record video in both modes. I tend to prefer landscape. You have 30 frames a second, 1080, 720 options, as well as 240 frames a second or super slow motion. You can use that 10-second delay to help you record if you are doing something remotely on your own. You can import from the camera roll, tag a video, and there's great naming rights that allow you to use your contacts within your phone to name videos within the app. You have a jog wheel and 4 different speeds to play video back. You can trim a clip, and you can also flip it, take a right-handed player and make them a left-handed player. Some of the other important features we covered were the ability to zoom. You can pinch or expand your fingers, allows you to zoom in to see other details. We demonstrated the use of drawing tools. Lines, circles, and freehand are all free, but if you want to use a timing tool or text, then you need to have the elite version. So text is elite version. Side by sides, you can have them in both portrait and landscape. I demonstrated a portrait one with 2 golfers side by side. We demonstrated the voice annotation, which was the review, which is only available on iOS. We did not demonstrate sharing, but you're able to share via email or through the Hudl Technique platform. We did talk briefly about the Apple Watch, allowing you to remote control operate the app, and that's great again for using it on your own. And we did talk about how to import videos and pro videos. So we went through a lot of different features in Hudl Technique. Again, you can back up the videos. If you have Hudl Technique Elite, you can back up the videos to your UberSense account and sync all those videos to your various devices. Allows you to pause during a video recording, which I guess is not available in the regular version. You can use the stopwatch timer over the video to time movement and how long it takes to do certain things. You can also add text and have premium support for $5.99 a month or $39.99 a year. So I hope you enjoyed this Hudl Technique overview and that you have a good idea of all the functionality of the app. I strongly suggest you give it a try. It's free and really has some great functionality. The next app I'm going to review is Dartfish Express.